everyone. Welcome back. So do you remember what we studied in previous class? Yes, miss. Then tell me the topics that we discussed. Remote access and plugin. Good. What is remote access? So access computer network from a distance. Good. What is plugin? Add additional features to an existing software application. Very good. Okay, let's start listening to today's class. So in this chapter, computer concepts, we have already discussed about remote access and plugin in our previous classes. And today we are going to discuss about next two topics, that is file sharing and software testing. So in file sharing, the main objective of studying this topic is to know what file sharing is, what actions are being performed on a file, and how file can be protected using cryptography. And secondly, software testing. We are going to define what is software testing and give examples for software testing. So the first topic, file sharing. So what is file sharing? So generally in class we used to share whatever we have with our friends. We share our snacks or food or books or note, whatever thing. But in computers, we are going to share a file in a network or in a common place. We will be having a storage of your file, and these files can be accessed by some other members who are in need of that particular file. So that is your file sharing. So file sharing means sharing of computer data or space in the network. So you are going to share some data commonly in a network. So in other words, sharing of files via a network file server. So that is your file sharing. So what are the actions being performed while sharing a file? There are some actions that is being performed. One is opening a file. You can open a file. And second thing, you can read a file. And third thing, you can modify, that is make some corrections or make some modifications or additions in a file. And next thing, copying. You can copy from one location to another location, or you can make a copy of that file. And lastly, you can print a file. So these are the actions being performed while sharing a file in a network. So while performing these actions, there will be some updations made by more than one person. So that is, the shared files can be read, reviewed or updated by more than one person. So as internet and other forms of electronic communication became very popular, so the need for electronic security is a must. So you have to protect your files while sharing in a network. So how the security can be given? So the security can be given using passwords. So access to a file is often regulated by password protection, account or security clearance. So this is how we protect a file, using some passwords or using some number locks or number passwords, or even using patterns. You can protect your file. So the next thing, what is the need for protecting a file? So whenever you have a file in a network, more than one person can make changes in a file. So when one person is accessing a file, he can change some words or some spelling that should be reflected to another person, The other person is also simultaneously changing some words. So multiple changes will collapse the originality of the file. That's why we have to protect the file from accessing. So this protection, how it can be done? It can be done using a technique called as cryptography. So the technique used in protecting information is cryptography. So cryptography is being defined by two terms. One is crypt, that is meant by hidden, and graphy, that is meant by writing. So hidden writing, you are going to hide your data and then you are going to share it. So hiding a data from other users. So this is done using two different things. One is encryption and decryption. So encryption is nothing but you are going to convert your original message in an unreadable form, which means you are going to use some junk values or some symbols or some other characters with the original text, and then you are going to transfer it. Decryption is nothing but once you are converting it to an unreadable form, that unreadable form is brought back again to our original message. That is done through decryption. These two things are being done using a secret key. We use a secret key for converting this original message to unreadable and unreadable message to original message. So let me explain this with an example. Look at this diagram. You have a plain text hello world. So one sender, he's going to send his message hello world. First it is being encrypted, that is this original message is being converted into an unreadable form. So some junk values or some other conversions you are going to do. This conversion is being done using a secret key. And secondly, using decryption method, that is also by using another secret key, he'll be converting this unreadable message into a original message, that is your plain text. The same example here, a sender using a text hello is transferring by encrypting the text hello using a public key. This is your encrypted text that is being decrypted by another receiver, and he receives a original message hello using a private key. So these two keys are being used to convert this text from original to unread, and then again back into original form, unreadable form into original form. You have one more technique. So some more cryptographic techniques. So first thing is your Caesar cipher. So all these are not necessary in detail, just let me give some examples. See, you are going to transfer some plain text hello. So in this Caesar cipher, you will be shifting the characters into 3 positions. So for A it will be D, likewise till Z. So for the letter H it will be K. So you are converting this original text using this key to a cipher text, that is unreadable text. And secondly, you will be using a number substitution cipher, that is instead of using this shifting or using the same alphabets, you will be using some numbers. You can use numbers either from 1 to 26 or 26 to 1, whatever ways you can use your numbers, and then you can transfer your message through the numbers. So for example, when you want to say hello, you can give it as 8, 5, 12, 12 and 50. So which means 8 equals to H, 5 equals to E, 12 equals to L, and 12 equals to L, and 15 equals to O. That is your original message. And thirdly, you can use a fairy code, that means some symbols. These symbols can be used for converting your message, original message, to an unreadable form. This symbols only we have seen in the previous example. right? Okay, so these are some of the cryptographic techniques we are using for transferring a original message to a unreadable message. So we have one more thing, a firewall. So firewall is nothing but it is going to protect a system or network from unauthorized access. So those who are accessing a file in your network, it should be protected from unauthorized users. So those who don't have the permission to access your file should not be provided permission to access that file. So given in this diagram, from the internet you are accessing some data that is required for you. You have a firewall over here which will be protecting the unnecessary data. See, for example, you might have seen lot of ads while browsing in your network. Some of the ads, if you press something, it will automatically take all your details. So such kind of data should be blocked. So that is being done by your firewall. So firewall will protect these unnecessary data. So from whom it is protecting? So firewall is protecting from hacker. So whenever a person who is not authorized to access a net file, that those persons are called as hacker, and firewall will be protecting our files from the hacker. So that's it with the first topic, file sharing. So the next topic we are going to see is software testing. So you are going to test a software. Software is nothing but whatever applications being used in your system or in your phone, everything is a software. So these softwares should be tested based on the requirements of the customer. So whenever a customer needs some requirements, that should be satisfied by the particular software. So the definition of the software testing is the process of validating and verifying computer program, application or product that works as expected by the customer. So a customer, he gives some requirements. Based on his requirements, a tester is going to test, verify, validate whether it meets the need of the customer. So that is your software testing. So you have some examples for software testing: V model, spiral model and waterfall model. So these are not explained in detail, just we know only the headings of or the examples of the software testing. That is enough. Okay, now it's time to recap. So the topics we have discussed is being recapped now. So what is the first topic we have seen? Yes, file sharing. So file sharing is nothing but sharing of computer data on your network. So while sharing, you have to protect it with a password. This protection can be done using cryptography and even using firewalls. Okay, the next topic we have seen is software testing. So testing is nothing but validating and verifying your software. So this testing is carried out, or it is some of the models or examples of software testing are this V model, spiral model and waterfall model. So you are going to test your files whether it meets the requirements of the customer. Okay, now it is assessment and activity time. So based on the topic start in the previous slides, I have given a quiz in Kahoot. So what you have to do is just take your phone or your laptop, type kahoot.it and then give enter. You will be getting a screen like this. So in this screen you have to type this game pin which is displayed over here. After you type your game pin, give enter. Once you give enter, this screen will be displayed. In this screen, you will be given a quiz on computer concept with 5 questions. You have to join the game by giving your name. So once you give your name and press go, you will be given with a list of 5 questions. You can play those questions. And on completion of your quiz, you will be getting the screen wherein you have to save this link. You have to copy and save it in your phone or somewhere in a Word file or a document. or a text file. You save it. This is for your score at the end. So how many participants have participated in the test? All those persons' score will be displayed at the end once the challenge has been finished. Okay, so that's it with today's topic. We have completed. Thank you.